Hey everyone, it's Alexis. I am back with a brand new video. Happy Monday. Thank you for being here. And today I am talking about a client success story about her specific person, how she turned around the relationship, changed the dynamic, and how she also manifested changes in other areas. And I'm also going to talk today about if you are manifesting for an appearance change, or let's just talk in general about weight release, weight loss, how to effectively do that. I'm also answering some Q&As today that I've had in other video comments that have been sent to me from our support staff. And let's get into it, all right? Before I get started though, like I always say, the links for booking one-on-one coaching are in the box below. If you look online and you don't see a time available with me or any times at all, please email our receptionist at sessions@createyourfuture.co. Ask for my first available, or you can put yourself on my wait list and then try to grab the session if I have a cancellation, and then that works for you. And that is for coaching and hypnosis. Okay. Also, I haven't said this in a while since I said hypnosis. If you're a new client, we do coaching first, hypnosis second. It'll ask you questions if you try to book. And even if you try to override the system, I will know in my calendar that you're new, and I will require you to do coaching first, hypnosis second, because that's my process. Okay. All right. So all the admin is over, you guys. Let's talk today about this. This is still the month of love. It's February. When this airs, it is going to be the 17th of February. So let's still have the celebration of cultivating self-love, loving ourselves, loving our realities, thriving, taking care of ourselves, being happy first, creating contentment, satisfaction in here, and then creating contentment, satisfaction with those outside of us. Okay. So this client is a really good success story about how she tackled multiple things. Now, before she came to coaching, she was having an on again, off again situation with her partner that was desirable and then undesirable. They were currently married, but discussing separation. They were married, but discussing divorce. Now, before any of the subscribers that watch this go into, oh, but they were married, it must have been so much easier. Actually not. If you are a client that is recreating the relationship with your person and you are technically divorced, but don't live together, if you are, technicality, meaning the logics of your physical reality, if you are separated but living together, just because you're around the person does not make it easier. I want you to see that it makes it easier, like I had coached her and told her to see it. But let's just not jump out the gate and say, oh, it's so easy, because it's not. The process of recreating your relationship, recreating yourself, and manifesting appearance change or any circumstance, at first, it's not usually easy for most people. And even as you embark on something new, the story of who you are and part of that new thing and the new creation is usually a challenge, and then it gets easier, right? Okay, so back to the backstory of this client. When she came to coaching, they were living together, they were discussing separation, they were discussing divorce, and it was like every day there was something that would happen. There would be a small argument or a big argument. There would be and they had 2 kids together too. So there would be a big discussion, logistics about the kids, logistics about everything, trying to keep the household together, discussions about the laundry, the dishes, the this, the that. And it was like every single day there was a challenge. Now, she found it so difficult to see outside of that. She was doing affirmations. She had a list of affirmations, and she had done some coaching with some other people. And so want to throw that in there too. Okay. If you're feeling stuck in wherever you are in your journey, if you feel like you've tried everything, good news is that there's still hundreds of possibilities for you too. All right. So let's not get discouraged. I'm going to talk about that in the Q&A part of this video. Okay. So anyways, back to her. Now, how did she do it? Right? What did she do? How did she rework the relationship, and how did she rework herself? Okay. Now, the biggest thing, like I've said in all my recent videos, is I really, really, really had to ask her to redefine and refocus herself on herself. Now, this is the thing, you guys, if you're doing this on your own, which I don't really recommend, I don't recommend recreating your relationship without any support and by just watching YouTube videos, joining a Facebook group, and looking up manifesting on Reddit. Okay. Because it has to deal with you, and you won't see your own, I don't like to call them blocks, but you won't see your own issues by looking at yourself just with, We usually look at ourselves with dark colored glasses. Okay. So what she was doing though is she had taken affirmations. She had done some coaching. Like I said, she had really, really tried to rework this and recreate this on her own. Now, what I asked her to do was, okay, so where is your focus on yourself? Tell me about you. I said, if you were in the ideal version of the relationship, if you were in the ideal scenario, what would you be thinking? How would you be feeling? Describe yourself to me. And she said to me, like, I think I said this in the previous couple of videos because they're all very similar. She said, oh, well, he would be doing all the things. Like he would be doing the laundry and he would irritate me less. He wouldn't bother me anymore. I said, okay, great. But that's all about him. So who are you in that scenario? What is your level of contentment, satisfaction, happiness within you about you? Take him out of it. And she said, well, frankly speaking, I haven't been like that in a long time, since we had the 2 kids and since we had a lot of things change, I really haven't had a lot of, and I hear this a lot. I haven't had a lot of me time. There's like no time for me, Alexis. Okay. And then she goes on to a rant and rampage. And this took multiple sessions, okay, about how everybody else is a priority and she's not, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So if this is you, or if this speaks to some kind of aspect about you where you feel like you aren't the priority, you aren't important, you don't matter, you need to start thinking that you matter and you're important to yourself. Now, that might seem like an easy task, but you haven't been taught to look at yourself that way and to really be and embody the version of you that is happy, content, thriving, right? Because the other thing was she was really, really tired of telling him what to do. She was really, really tired of having like a beef to pick. Like, hey, I'm going to go see a client for 2 hours and then we're going to talk about this, meaning like the dishes. Or I think he would leave things like, and then the laundry and stuff like that. So anyways, she was really, really tired of that whole experience. And she really didn't want to be the person that was having to talk about things, have an issue, be so like difficult about it is what she said. She wanted to be, and I asked her, do you want to be like that anyways? Like, do you want to have to be the person in the house that is, always kind of irritated, always kind of angry? I said, you get to choose who you are in this life. You get to choose who you are in reality. You get to choose who you are in your reality is the most important thing. So tell me again, who would you be, right? Not how would you be if he was being a certain way. That's routing your beingness through someone else. And she said, oh, so like if I get to choose, I would be just more like, she went like this, relaxed and easygoing. And I said, oh, interesting. Okay, so tell me more about that. When was the last time that you were relaxed and easygoing? And it was like a long, long time ago. Okay. So the thing is this, you guys, if you're recreating your relationship, if you're recreating your specific person, yes, you are required to think thoughts about who they are in the desired reality, the desired version, but it really comes to you first. And this will click eventually. I say this in every video. And even people that watch my videos who I do coaching with, it still takes a while for it to click about really, 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 what is the focus of self? How do we energetically, conceptually focus on self? It's not what everybody does, okay? So how would you be in the ideal reality? Oh, well, he would be doing this, and so I would be feeling this. No, you got to be now, starting right here, right now, this week, this time, this year, this month, who you desire to be. Persist in that. And persist in the version of them. Okay. So I wanted to get to her success story. I am focusing on this being clear concepts. All right. So here we go. Dear Alexis, thank you so much for all of the recent sessions with you and for all the sessions with you that I had a while ago, ... I realize now that I wasn't really ready to be at the place to understand what you were telling me, but now I realize that I'm here and it's getting better and better. Through your guidance, I realized that, yes, my reality is all about me. And then, yes, if my reality is all about me, that I was the one all along who had to change. It was never really him to begin with. And in fact, so much so I realize that now, ... that in order for me to focus on him differently, I really, really had to focus on myself differently. As you coached me and told me multiple times, it had been years since I had put myself first and really even given myself consistent care, consistent thought, consistent place and space for me to be who I wanted to be. Now, once I began to do that, and once I was happy, thriving, content, satisfying, happy, content, thriving, satisfied, she puts it because I say it multiple times to clients and in videos. I realize now that I could also see him as the version that was doing things that were loving, compassionate, interesting, focused on me, and that we are back to where we should be better than ever. So now the divorce and the separation have totally been put aside. And we have also set aside a date night once a week where we get a babysitter and we are making time for each other so that we can connect and we can discuss and we can talk about ourselves and all the fun that we're having and all the things that we're doing. And I want to say too that this idea of the weekly date night came from him. You guys, I can't believe this. I mean, I can believe it, but still, it's unbelievable, but believable, right? Thank you so much for all of your guidance. I also wanted to say that when you talk about this success story, I want you to add in too, that I also turned around my viewpoint and my story about my yearly taxes. And now I just found out that I am getting a refund this year from Uncle Sam. She puts like a tax person's name that I'm not going to give up. And I also want to put in here too, that through all this dedication to myself, I am finally creating and manifesting the ideal body, the ideal figure of me. And it all came from me living in the end of having this and being this, thinking this, having this, being this, thinking this. Thank you so much. See you next week. I can't wait to see my video. Love you so much. And lots of love to your family. How cute, right? All right, you guys. I'm plugging myself in. So, right, how can we apply this to you, right? How can you use this to you? Is that you want to get really clear that the manifestation of a specific person, it has very little to do with them. It has everything to do with you. Very little to do with them and everything to do with you. I'm going to throw in a few Q&As. I have seen comments on videos that have been sent to me recently about, I'm tired of manifesting. I'm tired of doing affirmations. I'm tired of visualizing. I'm tired of doing techniques. I am tired of scripting, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well then manifestation videos and conscious creation aren't for you. Living unconsciously might be for you. And I have a really, really big bone to pick with this whole topic of I'm sick of this, okay? Why are you sick of it? If you're sick of it, you're giving up on yourself. If you're sick of it and you're sick of turning your thoughts around, then potentially, possibly, you're not on the appropriate mental diet to be changing your own deeper inner mind. But you guys, why are we ever saying, I'm so sick of this. I'm tired of manifesting. I'm tired of it. Okay, well, you're still here. Your imagination and your mind are your tools and your secrets and the answer to creating the life of your dreams. So please, stop saying you're sick of these things, okay? You can be frustrated, you can be irritated, but there isn't a different answer. Your inner mind, your imagination, your subconscious mind projects your reality, creates your reality. That is what it is. So instead of getting sick of it, right, and telling everyone, I'm so sick of this, this is just, I can't do this anymore. Okay, well, maybe get out of resistance and put it aside for like a week. Go out and do all the other things that you used to do or that you could do right now for yourself that are outside of doing a technique to create your reality, right? And you want to be, you know, what I see a lot with people is they've come to this like idea, now I used to do law of attraction, now I do law of assumption, Alexis, and now I get it, right? It's my thoughts that create. So then people are like not doing all the things that they did before, right? You want to be infusing your reality, making yourself the biggest priority, making yourself the most important person, doing a lot of things for yourself every day, all the time, right? Working out, whatever that is for you, hiking, eating healthy foods, having fun cooking. The list goes on and on. Roller skating, ice skating, hockey, soccer, football. These are all physical activities. I get it, but they're out. They will get you out of the negative story of the mind and into your being and into your body in the moment, okay? So please, if you're sitting around just manifesting, right? Oh, I'm just manifesting. I'm just law of assumption. I get it. Okay. You guys, this kind of coaching, what I'm talking about here with relationships, it wasn't called law of assumption until everyone understood the law of assumption. Before it was law of attraction. Before of that, it was law of the mind, right? So it's not like you don't want to look at it that way, right? Because the answer is still you. It doesn't matter if you're watching videos about law of assumption. The thing is, if you're not putting the tools into practice and really, really, really making yourself matter important, being the center of you and changing your thoughts about all these things, then nothing is going to happen. It doesn't matter if, oh, you found the law of assumption. I'm like, what is that even about? Right? Now, when you book a session with me for coaching, it is law of assumption coaching because that is our community. That is what everybody is into, right? So it's never different, right? We could call it law of oranges and I would still be telling you the same thing, that the oranges are the thoughts of the mind and the mental diet. The thoughts that you are holding about everything is so key. So like, look at this client, for example, right? She began to stop trying to control everybody with her actions and her thoughts and her words and what she was doing. That included her husband and the kids, okay? She decided she was no longer going to be so pissed off and so irritated. And we had to create a strategy for her to, when she was irritated, what did she do, okay? Like I always say in my videos, the plan that I give to all of my clients is so individual. There is not one overarching plan that will work for the entire population, because your mind and your beliefs and your assumptions are unique to you and your life experience and who you are. Okay. So in any event, she decided that instead of all that, she was going to be taking care of herself, making time for herself. She began doing all the things. Like for her, she really liked to make bracelets. Okay. So she would make bracelets for herself. Right? She didn't make bracelets and then give them out to the community, right? I see a lot of people do that. Oh, I'm going to do something to take care of others. No, you want to do something to take care of yourself. Maybe that's getting your nails done. Maybe that is always toning your hair. These are things, you know, whatever it is for you, but for her it was bracelets. And I said, okay, so how about you start making like 5 bracelets a week? And you get to keep 3 for you and give 2 away, because she really wanted to give them away. And I said, no, this is a practice for you to focus on you. And I want you to focus on what you're affirming and what you're thinking and your list of intentions while you're making the bracelets. Like put them beside you. Let's make it a fun thing. Let's have some fun. She said, okay, like I really don't know if this is going to work. And I said, okay, that's fine. Let's try it anyways. If you're one of my clients, or if you watch my videos, like this is how I am. I don't change for, you know, people. I am very direct. Because I want you to get it direct with the air of compassion, okay? Because I am a hypnotherapist, therapist, coach. I'm here for you in a non-judgmental fashion, but in terms of you taking care of you, it's a non-negotiable, right? So in any event, that was part of what she did. She really liked to make bracelets. And for all of a sudden, the making bracelets led to her being like, oh, like I want to do this for myself and I want to do that. And then I'm going to do this. And then lo and behold, through the persistence of those activities and new thoughts of herself, getting determined to be and being the embodiment of being valuable, worthy, and enough right now, and deciding she was already that, it allowed her to access the version of her husband and the version of the family that she was really wanting. It wasn't like doing something to get something to make something happen. It was being it right now. It was being that full embodiment of valuable, worthy, and enough. Okay. So what happened, and what can often happen with people, is that she's living in the end of that version of self. Now, she wasn't living in the end of a version of the marriage that she was seeing no evidence of. No, you want to be living in the end of the version of self. And that's why this takes fine tuning, figuring it out, changing your mental diet, changing your thoughts, changing your perspective as you go. Okay. So apparently what happened is she was living in the end of that. And she had this looming fear, because she's self-employed and a business owner, of taxes, Uncle Sam. Okay. And that's like kind of this time of year. So apparently she got them all done and she's getting a refund. Okay. Because living in the end of being valuable, worthy, deserving, living without fear, being fearless, it allowed her to think like, no, tax time this year is working for me. It's all working for me. Everything is on my side. I'm more abundant and more prosperous than ever. Okay. This is her talking about her. That's why I'm pointing at myself. Okay. So now, like you can see in her success story, everything began to unfold with the husband. He was like magically a different person, because she chose a different version of him and she was choosing a different version of herself. Okay. So if you're tired of this, but you're still watching my videos, even those of you that say you're tired of it, you're still watching videos. So you are still got some level of focus and you want to change yourself. Okay. You're tired of doing all the things. You got to start being now who you want to be. Now your thoughts create who you're being. So you could just practice being enough, valuable, worthy, but it's a non-negotiable. Let's just get over being so irritated about that your thoughts create and that you create your reality. It's the best gift. You will realize it later in your process when you've got more things going on that you want, that are of your choosing. But you guys, like, you were created to create your reality. You were created by our creator to create the best experience here, to learn and grow, have fun, and do all these things. Okay. So you don't want to be irritated. You want to be like, oh, I'm getting better and better understanding this. Or, yeah, I can be a success story too. Or this is getting better for me. Now, the more that you're walking around disliking this You're probably disliking other areas of your life. That's what I'm saying in this video. That's what I said in the last video. That's what I said in the last video, because it's a common theme. Okay, so if you are someone who is having discontent in multiple areas, don't transfer that onto your solution, which is the reality creation, thoughts create, imagination creates. It just is a fact. It's like, you don't get mad that you have that we have the law of gravity, right? You're not angry and irritated that things stay. Still have a little bit of a lingering cough, okay? That you don't get angry and irritated that things stay in place here, right? Are you angry and irritated that you have electricity? Okay, there might be some people that are, but I mean, are you angry and irritated that we have running water? Hopefully it's clean wherever you are. No. So let's not get angry at the process of reality creation. That's not going to help you. Just stop it. And you know, I want to say too, there is the common theme that I see with a lot of people about a lot of things. You guys, it's a lack of discipline. Do you know how much of your mental diet takes major things, persistency, consistency, and a whole hell of discipline? If you are someone who gives up on yourself, gives up on, like I said, a workout plan, if you give up on a new diet, if you give up on learning something new for 10 minutes a week or something, like, or 10 minutes a day, okay? If you give up on finishing a podcast, if you just give up because like you can't, I hate to say this in such a frank way, but you are not very disciplined. And if you are recreating your relationship in you, it takes a whole hell of discipline, self-control, controlling your thoughts, controlling your emotions, and being who you want to be persistently. And you have to revisit that being who you want to be consistently, like 5 times a day, 4 times a day. Keep choosing the version of you, keep choosing the version of you, keep choosing the version of you, thinking it into feeling it, and then being it on repeat. Now, if you can't do that, then you are just missing some components of self-discipline, seeing it through, and seeing it through in the difficult times. Okay. So it's like if you were doing a new diet plan and you ended up going out and eating like some gross, like Hershey's chocolate or something. Okay. That would tell us that you just don't have the commitment when the going gets tough. And you need to cultivate the commitment when the going gets tough. It's a non-negotiable. Okay. So this is my roundabout way of saying, be your best friend, stay on track, be persistent, be consistent, develop discipline. If you need to have a kick in the butt to maintain discipline, even during tough times, and I say kick in the butt, but even if you say to me in session, kick my butt, I'm not like a drill sergeant over here. I am more compassionately guiding you to think of things differently, change your viewpoint on your circumstances so that they're benefiting you, instead of doing what most of us have been taught to do, to think about how negative things are, why this is against me, and why I'm allowed to be, again, having something trying to get me into a victim mode. Okay. So use this today and use this wisdom to your advantage. Stop getting angry at the process of creating your reality. Love it, appreciate it, be it. Do things to get you going, and then revisit your manifestation process. Okay. Reach out for help if you need help figuring this out. I'm available for you. I'm here for you. I remember how difficult this was when I first started. But like I would say, I always found reality creation to be a breath of fresh air. It was like, oh, okay, so that's why I'm not experiencing what I want, because it's me. Like, I'm changing me. I'm being a better me. And then everything is better. Okay. I never had oh, this is so difficult. Like, I hate this thing. But now I'm a coach full time. So take it for what you will. Okay. But be in the reality of your choosing. Be who you want to be now. Think thoughts to create who you want to be now. Nothing else matters. Okay. And the thing that she did with the weight loss too, is she embedded in that being in the ideal body, being in the ideal figure, feeling that she already was slim and slender and smaller before she ever was. Okay. And I've had a bunch of clients that have been manifesting weight loss along with everything else. And there have been like incredible changes, like incredible success stories, incredible breakthroughs, just by deciding that they already are the figure that they want to be. Okay. So you guys, you can have what you're wanting now, what you're desiring. You can have success and be that in multiple areas, but it's all up to you. So let's get focused, determined, consistent with those, and disciplined, and allow it to all follow through. fall into place, follow through, fall into place. All right. I love you guys so much. Celebrate yourselves today. Be fabulous. I'll see you next week. Bye.